All right, so we're talking about the animal structure and function. We're going to be starting with energy today. Energy for animals. Of course, that goes along with digestion. Okay? Now, animals need energy in order to live, grow, and reproduce. Now, you can learn to take these notes easy and quicker by just learning some abbreviations on your own and just writing. I've got some examples I'll show you as we get through it. So animals need energy to live, grow, and reproduce. As we already know, animals are consumers. Consumers are what? What are consumers?
They eat stuff.
They eat other animals.
They eat and don't.
They consume their energy.
Okay, they eat.
They get their energy for eating.
Yes, okay. Well, anyway, animals are consumers and must get their energy from an outside source. So they eat meat or other things for energy, okay? They consume food. They cannot make their own food like plants do. So they consume their food by eating other organisms, basically, is what a consumer is, okay?
Then you have to grade them, and then I don't. And then
I've told you it's okay to abbreviate words. As long as you can read them and understand them, it's fine.
Yeah, but
I'm not going to count off for it.
Okay.
Okay? All right, digestion. Now, the digestive system, all of our bodies have a digestive system. Now, that is where our body breaks down food and allows our body to absorb nutrients. Okay? Typically, a digesting system consists with taking food in through the mouth. Of course, animals may have special structures such as jaws and teeth and things like that that help with crushing and grinding food down into smaller particles. And that gets us to the next system, which is the mechanical system, which I'll get there as soon as we're ready to move. The mechanical digestion, and this is the form of digestion, like I just spoke of, that grinds and crushes food into smaller teeth, which uses their jaws and their teeth in order to do that. Now, it also tells us here that earthworms and birds, you don't have to write this down, they have a muscle organ called a gizzard. And that is what performs the grinding and the crushing for those particular animals. Okay? A gizzard. So now you know what a gizzard is.
How do you spell gizzard?
You don't have to write that down.
I'm just saying.
Gizzard. All right, so now we're going to talk about nutrients absorbed into the bloodstream by the intestines. Okay? So the nutrients that can't be digested is expelled through, the textbook says, the anus, and that's a path, comes down the path and out. I don't want to be very descriptive, but anyway, so leftover material that cannot be digested is expelled through the anus, which is just part of your body. Now, there is a complete path from mouth to anus, and that's often called the complete digestive system. And you could put on there, complete digestive system, mouth to anus. And, that makes it a little shorter for you to write, okay? Of course, there are a few animals that have no digestive organs at all. Tapeworms are a kind of parasite that just live sort of inside the digestive tract of other animals. They simply absorb nutrients through their skin. You can have an incomplete digestive system, which only has one single opening for both taking in food and expelling food. That's an incomplete digestion. If they have one hole that takes in and the food and the waste comes out, the same one. I know. Don't want to think about that, do we? Okay, so talk about a herbivore, okay? This is the type of feeding strategies, and a herbivore feeds on what?
Plants.
Plants. That's right. It feeds on plants. Typically, they will eat only on one part of a plant, such as the leaves, the fruit, the seeds, the nectars, those type of things. It can pose problems for certain animals because it can make it difficult for them to digest, or maybe even not even have enough to gain enough energy. Yes. So also, leaf-eating mammals often have like a blade-shaped incisor. You know, God made them with the right teeth or whatever they need to grind that up in order for them to eat it. Their digestive system and tracts sort of digest food slower for herbivores. All right? All right, now, here we go. So feeding strategies, herbivory. And what you can do is just write this word here, and then you can write eat leaves and stems, eat fruits, seeds, feeds on fluids of a plant, can eat wood. You don't need to write all of this right here, okay? Make it easier for you. You know, like herbivore here. So then we have a carnivore, and a carnivory are animals that get most of their energy and nutrients from eating other animals, okay? These have specialized body parts that enable them to catch their prey in order to digest it or in order to eat it. And a prey is an animal that a carnivore eats. Okay? Some of the examples on page 222, many carnivores, like the jellyfish, use venom.
Also, are carnivores kind of like consumers?
Yes, sort of, yeah. So many carnivores use their venom to subdue their prey. Some ambush. Most of them have highly developed senses. For example, spider webs use the webs to trap their prey. Big cats, like the cheetah, use a combination of their speed, their strength, excellent vision, sharp teeth, and their claws in order to catch their prey. Right. Then we have other methods, such as filter feeding. Of course, it tells us here that structures are used to filter food items out of the water. Some filter feeders stay in one place, and then there's others that move around. Filter feeders have structures that are designed to even strain, like tiny algae, produce, and other foods out of the water, sort of filter it or strain it. Another filter feeder to think about is a sponge. Typically, they stay in one place and let water currents bring their food to them. They're kind of lazy, I guess you could say. All right, so there we have those aspects of filter feeders. are an animal that will eat both plants and animals, okay? And not, for example, the American bears are one example. About 85% of the black bear's diet is plants. You would probably think differently, but it is, including grasses, tree shoots, tree bark, fruit, nuts, roots. But these bears will also eat insects and honey and fish and dead animals, young deer, moose. In fact, it's a whole lot more to list. Yes? All right, so there you have it for don't usually think of as the normal food animals. You don't need to put that on there. But they eat dead animals. They're scavengers, those type of things, okay? Maintaining homeostasis, okay? So I missed a page here. But most animals have body systems that processes that work well under certain ideal conditions. So, animals in their bodies work differently depending on the conditions that they are in. Their external environment affects its internal environment. In other words, ectothermic animals can try to change their body temperature by moving. Okay? Yeah. Now, endothermic vertebrates have some ability to control their body temperatures. What is that? Okay, this is talking about excretions. So excretion refers to ridding, and like I said, your kidneys is where the waste is filtered and then rid outside of the body. Do get this, the excretory system, which is a system of special organs that rid an animal of cell waste. Okay, make sure you get that down. And then we'll stop right there.